Imagine this. You're standing in front of a tall mountain wall that towers above you at an impossibly steep angle. You feel your knees shake, and a drop of sweat rolls down your calloused palms as the murmurs of the crowd around you rush into your ears, and you feel their stabbing eyes at every part of your body. They want you to climb up that? Huh, impossible, you think to yourself as you take a nervous step towards the wall and take a shaky, deep breath. I'm sure this kind of nervous feeling is something we all have felt at some point or another, whether it be right before walking into that really hard math test, about to give a presentation in front of a manager, or me just a minute ago getting ready for this TEDx talk. These moments and challenges that feel like walls in our life that we must overcome. That is exactly how I felt 2 years ago when I was faced with exactly that. A wall. For me, it was a climbing wall. Not that tall, no crowd, no one watching other than my mom nervously from the side. But I remember standing in that gym, and to me, it felt like I had to climb a mountain, blindfolded, on one foot, with no support. But in reality, what I had to climb was more similar to a staircase. Nonetheless, nerve-wracking. To me, that was my first introduction to bouldering, a type of rock climbing with shorter routes and no harness. I remember going home that evening and promising to myself, I am never doing that again. But then, after about a week or so, I found myself asking to go back again and again and again and again, until I had just found my absolute favorite sport. How many of you have even heard of bouldering? My guess would be not that many of you. I hadn't when I first started. But this unknown sport has helped me discover secrets within myself I would have never known before. Okay, first of all, look at me. Let's get something obvious out of the way. I don't look like the strongest person, right? At least, that's what I first thought when I started bouldering. There was no way I would be able to do well in this sport that, in my mind, was completely dominated by physical strength. I couldn't have been more wrong. I learned that I was actually quite strong, leagues ahead of what I had ever imagined. At points, I would be completing bouldering problems that people twice as tall and significantly stronger were struggling at. Bouldering helped me discover this hidden strength I had inside of me. It wasn't just about necessarily looking big and strong, but using the strength I had in the specific way that I needed to. Now, when I come across a bouldering problem, my first instinct isn't to just skip ahead if it looks too hard, but instead, I stick it out and give it a few attempts, because more often than not, strength wasn't the problem. Oh, also, did you notice I called them bouldering problems? Well, that's because that's what bouldering is at its core. An exercise, but also problem solving. It's not just about forcing your way up these walls, but it's about solving these many micro and macro problems that come together to make each and every boulder. As a result, every boulder has hundreds of different ways to climb it, and there is no one single correct way. Often when I'm climbing with a group of friends, or maybe my brother, I'd find myself trying a technique that didn't quite work for me. So I would try something new, put something out there, change a technique, and to my surprise, it would work. In a sport where these problems are quite literally set in stone, it is rock climbing after all. Creativity was the key to solving these problems I had never faced before. Thirdly, and most importantly to me, bouldering has taught me what the true meaning of resilience is to me. This takes me back to to almost every single boulder I've tried. I have fallen and failed an uncountable number of times, been one move away on so many boulders, and fallen on the first move of so many more. But bouldering taught me to never stop at a single attempt. And that's what resilience is to me now. I learned to take each and every one of these falls, these failures, as an opportunity to learn and change something, whether it be moving a hand here, moving my foot position, putting my hips in, whatever it was, but always giving it at least that one more attempt. Sure, sometimes a boulder might have just been too hard, too technical for me, but more often than not, all that was between me and doing that boulder was the will to try again and a few more attempts. I would describe this shy, introverted sport to be one of my greatest teachers. It has taught me that any problem, any challenge can be approached, if not tackled, with creativity, resilience, and some elbow grease, while also helping us discover these unknown secrets. Now, whenever I come across a problem, whether it be bouldering or not, I don't see it as impossible. I see it as a challenge that is waiting for me to overcome it and teach me a lesson along the way. While I would love for each and every one of you here to go out there and try this sport I've grown to adore, that is not all I wish for you to take away from this talk. Often in life, these problems can feel like walls, impossible and insurmountable. Remember that image from the beginning? That tall mountain wall? Now imagine again, but this time, you're not nervous, you're not scared. You decided to face that challenge and you climbed up and found your success. All you had to do was to face your challenges and learn from your walls. Thank you.